powers are legendary. Their origins are unknown. Their methods are extreme.
And the game is on.
LXG, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Well guys, week 7's in the books, and sad to say, well, sad for me at least, we have no more undefeated teams as I followed in this week to Craig. But let's get into this week's recaps. Let's kick it off.
All right, everybody, welcome into the Week 7 recap show for the Fantasy League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Starting off with the highest score of the week, we have Bag of Dickas taking down Heinrich Maneuver 116 to 81. Week started off good for Dickas on Thursday night with Derek Carr going off for 29 points, and huge day for Ezekiel Elliott, 39 fantasy points this week, and that gets Bag of Dickas the win and moves his record to 3-4 on the season, sliding into the top 10 of the standings there. So congratulations, Bag of Dickas, with the high score of the week, 116 fantasy points.
Alright, in my first recap, I have the Chicago Bears versus Joeski. With a projected score of 74 to 78, it was supposed to be a close game. It ended up being a 22-point win for Joe as he won 75 to 53 points. Chicago Bears had Russell Wilson go for 26. It was a good start. But then she only got 2 from her defense, 4s from all her receivers, and only 2 points combined from both of her running backs, as Marshawn Lynch had his Thursday night boot out the game, and that hurt a lot. Fresh off the trade, too. While Joe had Hundley, who only got 12, and AJ Green, who only got 4. But thanks to Jimmy Graham and Kenny Stills' 2 touchdowns and 20 points, he was able to get the win this week and improve his record to 3-4 and pull into 8th place as Kristen falls to 2-5 and goes to 12th place. Our next recap will be Carlos versus Nuzzy Futz. With a projected score of 78 to 91, this game was supposed to go Aaron's way, but it didn't, as the Nuzzy Futz fell 92 to 102 to JJ's Carlos squad. JJ had Dak Prescott get 29, 18 from Hill on Thursday night, and he got 16 points from the New England backfield, his combo of Lewis and White, while also pulling in 14 points from Justin Tucker and a big 20 from the Jacksonville defense as they continue their dominance on defense this year. While Nuzzy Futz did have some nice games. 25 from Alex Smith on Thursday. He got 19 from his New England wide receivers, Hogan and Cooks. 20 from Gurley. 13 from Elliott, his kicker. So you say, ooh, that's a lot of points. What happened? How did Nuzzy Futz lose? Well, he went with the New Orleans Saints versus his own team, the Green Bay Packers. And I told you, Tex, that's a curse. Don't put that voodoo on you, boy. But you did. They only scored 4 points, and you lost by 10. Maybe next time. Don't go against your team. With the win, Carlos improves to 4-3 and pulls into 6th place, while Aaron with the loss also falls to 4-3 and stays 1 spot ahead of him in 5th place.
All right, and in the next Week 7 matchup, we have Adamas Lamas taking on the Slovaks, and Lamas gets the victory here, 106 to 78. On the side for the Slovaks, rough week for his wide receivers, only 5 points combined there, and the Lamas being led by LaShawn McCoy with 22. And gets 14 out of Zach Ertz, who continues to be probably the best tight end in fantasy football. That Eagles team is rolling, and the Llamas are rolling as well, as he's nipping at the heels of Jeremy here, moving to 5-2 and sliding into 2nd place for the season.
Alright guys, my next recap is Chi-Town Beatdown versus Kneecaps. For a projected score of 81 to 86, favoring Chi-Town Beatdown. Should have been a close game, and it stayed relatively close as Josh did win 73-63 to get a 10-point win. They both had some underachieving performances at quarterback, with Matt Ryan going to New England. It was called a very nice matchup. Turned out to only be 16 points, while Cam Newton only got 9 going to Chicago. Chi-Town Beatdown also only got 1 point from Jordan Nelson, 2 points from his kicker, and 4 points from his tight end. While Kneecaps got 5 points from both his running backs combined. But he did pull 17 from his kicker to keep the score close, but it was not enough, as Chi-Town Beatdown got a whopping 21 points from the LA Chargers defense versus the Broncos, and a sweet 16 from Mark Ingram to get the win and to pull to 2-4-1, while the Kneecaps fell to 2-5. Now we'll take a moment here, because I can hear Cher. She's trying to cut in, but this is not the winner of the Cher Turn Back the Clock, as Latavius Murray scored 17 points, which beat Blunt, who only scored 2, and Peterson, who only scored 3, by over 10 points, which would have been the difference. But if we're going to turn back the time, we'd also have to put Amari Cooper back on Josh's team, which he went off for 33 points while on Josh's bench. So this week, the Kneecaps get a pass because Amari Cooper went off.
And in my final matchup, I told you guys, he was vulnerable in the Pick'em show. I didn't exactly pick him to lose this week, but Jeremy goes down, taking the first loss of the season at the hand of the Barbarians, going down. Close matchup, 86-83. The Barbarians led by Rivers and Landry with 15 points each, and the matchup that really tilted the scales here was Antonio Brown got 12 points for the Barbarian, while OG Billy Witch Doctor's Demarius Thomas, he put up a big goose egg for him this week, and that was the individual matchup that tipped the scales here. So congratulations to the Barbarians and taking down number 1 and sliding into 3rd place for the season.
In my last recap, we have Excuses Start Soon versus Yay Boys in Spandex. This game was projected to be a 72-71 game. It's supposed to be really close. Did not end that way, as Excuses Start Soon pulled off a 26-point blowout, winning 67-41. Now the score would have been much closer if it was not for the broken arm of Carson Palmer early in the game, as he only scored 3 points, and his backup was not able to do anything, and kept Fitzgerald scored only 2 points. Though she did get 10 from Hearns and 8 from Hyde, it was not enough, as Matt got 20 from Drew Brees, 11 from Cup, though he only got 6 points for his running backs. He still got 13 from his defense to get the win and to prove in 4-3, while Tree falls to 2-5 and falls into last place.
And in some injuries we're tracking here heading into Week 8, Carson Palmer, obviously the biggest one from last week, breaks his arm. He's out for the season. So if you're rolling with Palmer there, you're going to be heading to the waiver wire to look for a backup for you. Also just popped up on the injury report was Michael Thomas for the Saints. Has a knee injury, not sure the significance there. A couple guys that may be coming back from injury this week. You got Stephon Diggs, who's a big part of that Minnesota offense when he's healthy. He's still nursing that groin injury, but looks like he's starting to practice this week, so you might get some relief there. Also, Golden Tate from Detroit, limited participant in practice yesterday after having his arm in a sling all last week, so maybe some hope for those players to get some action in here in Week 8. If you're heading to the waiver wire, there are a few interesting options out there. We're looking at either of the Raiders running backs, either DeAndre Washington or Jalen Richard, as Marshawn Lynch is suspended for the Week 8 matchup, so maybe a fill-in there for you. Another running back, Rob Kelly, who may see some extra action this week. He's returning from an injury of his own, but it looks like maybe Chris Thompson banged up his toe a little bit at the end of that matchup, so he might see some extra work this week. Receiver-wise, not a lot, but maybe Jamison Crowder if you're looking for a touchdown flyer there. And if you need a quarterback, very slim pickings out there. You're looking at the Jacoby Brissetts, the CJ Beathards of the world out there. Maybe take a roll of the dice on Deshaun Kaiser, but with the Browns being the Browns, you're not even sure if he's going to finish the game. So hopefully you got a backup quarterback on your bench if you need him, because the pickings are slim out there.
Well, guys, wow, we had a lot, and I mean a lot, of 1-point scores this week. We don't have that many zeros, actually. We only had 5. JJ had Kenny Britt go for 0. I had Demarius Thomas go for 0. Neil had Terrence Williams go for 0. And Tree had Torrey Smith go for 0. All those sting a little bit, especially when you got your first loss. They're not the worst 0, as the worst 0 goes to Marshawn Lynch. Not only did he get kicked out of the game in the first quarter, he came fresh off the trade. Kristen just got him, just put him in her lineup, and I'm sure she's excited. New toy. It's going to go great. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, should be a good game. And no. First quarter, run on the field, grab a ref, done for the day. So there you go. This week's biggest 0, Marshawn Lynch.
Gotta get to work. That's right. Yes. Come on. My name is Willie. Baby, I keep the ladies creaming and all my fans got screaming. You can defeat me.
For this week's Willie Beeman, we have some nice guys as well. We have Kenny Stills, who went out for 20. Cooper Kupp went for 11. Alvin Kamara for 10. All doing okay this year. All putting up some points. But this week's winner for the Willie Beeman Breakout Player of the Week goes to the Jacksonville defense, who, as I noted earlier in my recaps, has been killing it. And this year, they're just doing great, man. This is like flashback to 85 Bears almost, man. So, it's going to keep going on. It's going to keep happening. So this week's Willie Beeman Breakout Player of the Week is the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Oh, damn it, Cher. God damn it, Cher. You keep it right here. Why you gotta do me like this, Cher? Man. This week's Cher Turn Back the Time Call of the Week is mine. And Cher, you know how to get me. You know how to get me. You know how to make a man hurt. That's okay. This week was rough, as I had not one, not 2, but 3 Cher Turn Back the Time calls. As if I would have started Jordan Reed, who scored 18 points, over Austin Seferian-Jenkins, who scored 8 points, I would have got the win. If I would have started Aaron Jones, who scored 19 points, over Doug Martin or Jay Ajayi, I would have got the win. Oh my God, this is the one that hurts the most. This is the one that really, really hurts the most. If I would have started Robert Woods, who scored 5 points, over Demarius Thomas, I would have won the game. Man. Well, there you guys go. Yours truly, OGB Witch Doctor, gets this week's Cher Turn Back the Time Call of the Week.
That's going to do it for the Week 7 recap show. So good luck, everybody, in Week 8, and we'll see you for the Pick'em show soon.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for the Week 7 recap show. Stay tuned. We're bringing you the preview show pretty soon for Week 8. Take it easy. Good luck setting those lineups, and let's see what happens.